Y'all, oh my God, come in, sit down, and shut the door. Gina Hun is back. She couldn't testify, but she's back. Diddy couldn't call her to testify, but she's back. You guys, remember that Rolling Stone article that came out that says survivors are actually looking to give a letter to the judge being like, no, this mofo is dangerous. Well, guess who they have pulled out of their proverbial ASS to write something in favor of Diddy? If you're guessing the woman that got up on Tasha K's website and said he dog stomped her out and tried to dog stomp a baby out of him, Gina Han, and she's out here saying that he is now a changed man. Baby, you would be correct. Diddy is desperate. And Gina is up here on the front lines windmilling to get her man out. Now, baby, listen, let's get into Gina's letter because I got a lot to say. But Gina's whole guise of the letter, I'll give y'all the overview before we get into the actual words. I hope y'all aren't eating anything because we are about to keep. Gina says she does not view Diddy as a danger to herself or the community. Gina, and we say this with respect, you are a survivor. I'll give you that. Because you were the only one that knew not to testify. But you ain't got no GD sense because you are now out here trying to be useful and prove you're the secret sauce, in my opinion, to a man that literally don't respect you. At least if we saw what he let Young Miami say to you. She emphasized his role as a father, a businessman, and a family man. Blah, blah, blah. Acknowledges their past had ups and downs, but says he made visible efforts to change and improve, and says he has not been violent in many years and has been committed to his kids. What kids does he have? He got grown people. Everybody over 18 except for Baby Love. And Baby Love don't mean, how much does a box of crayons, some apple juice, and some cinnamon graham crackers cost? How much does it cost? On top of that, Dana Trent is beautiful, is talented, and she is a cybersecurity specialist. Did he get out of here? Calls for the court to release him on bond so he can support his family while under supervision. Diddy is about to hit retirement age, and he got how many grown children? They should be working to support him. But you know what? Let's get into this actual letter. Here's a direct quote before we kick off. By the time our relationship ended, he embodied an energy of love, patience, and gentleness that was markedly different from his past behavior. First of all, Gina, I'm old enough to remember that you were crying into the wind that Diddy put you out to the curb to bring Young Miami into the fold. You were crying into the wind about that. So did he really stop with the domestic Vovo? Or did he just say, okay, I got a replacement, you know? Anyway, here's what Gina wrote. Are y'all ready for this? Your Honor, my name is Virginia Hun, and I'm writing as a person identified as victim 3 in this case. I've known Sean Combs for many years in both the professional and professional capacity. What professional capacity, Gina? Is you out here work? What? Did you work for him? I'm confused, but you know what? I digress. Let's continue. From that experience, I have seen him primarily as a father, a family man, and a businessman, roles that he has always striven to uphold. I provide this letter to share my observations about his character and to respectfully request that the court permit his release on bond while the case proceeds. We're going to have to pause this. I'm going to need every victim of Diddy to get up. I don't care if you got to get on chat. If you don't have time to write, get on chat GTP, give a voice note, and have them outline and send this to Judge Aaron because your voice needs to be heard. We cannot let Gina don't got any sense Hun, in my opinion, right? Because I don't care what Diddy is or not doing. How are you even still friends and being a character witness to a man you said treated you so brutally, horribly, disgustingly? Half the ish he did to Gina, had she pressed charges, he would be under the jail right now. But anyway, I'm going to need y'all to write a letter. On top of that, excuse me, miss, you respectfully to share your observations about his character and to respectfully request that the court permit his release on bond while the case proceeds. Do you think when Gina turned on the prosecution got scared and that's why they cut the witness list short because they didn't know who to rely on and who not to, and they made a gamble and it didn't turn out well? Let's continue, because anyway, Diddy victims, write your letter, and also roles he has always striven to uphold. So being kind and loving to the people you sleep with or that shared your bodies to, that don't count. But as a family man, a businessman, if you such a bit, let's continue. I acknowledge it also. Somebody says, based on your observations, can somebody send him a link to Tasha K's interview with Gina? Anybody send Judge Aaron the link? Because I think he needs to hear it. Because what was it, Gina? Were you lying then or were you lying now? Either way, you a liar. And if you were lying in that Tasha K interview, that's actually scary that you would say such a big lie that could have ruined Diddy. And to say it with your chest. Or are you lying now? Either way, you lying. Because both can't be true. Can it? Let's get more into this letter. I acknowledge and respect that Mr. Combs stands accused of what? Wait, I acknowledge and respect that Mr. Combs stands accused and that the court must weigh public safety and the integrity of the legal process. At the same time, I believe it's important for the court to have a full picture of who he is beyond the allegations. What about beyond your allegations? What about beyond your testimony on Tasha K, Gina? Our relationship, like many, was not always perfect. We experienced ups and downs, and mistakes were made, but he was willing to acknowledge his mistakes and make better decisions in the future. He had Young Miami calling you racial slurs and threatening to have you on your knees to eat her box if Diddy wanted to. He had you being a public joke. You were crashing out. He still wouldn't claim you, and there's the abuse. Somebody send Judge Aaron on that too. Over the years that followed, he made visible efforts to become a better person. Where? Because he treated Jane the same way he treated you, maybe even worse, and addressed the harm he had caused. By the time our relationship ended, he embodied an energy of love, patience, and gentleness that was markedly different from his past behavior. Well, one, you were crashing out because he wasn't talking to you anymore, and two, it looks like he transferred that onto Jane. To my knowledge, which we use that term loosely, Gina saying knowledge and hers and any claiming any type. I don't know. He has not been violent for many years, and he has been committed to being a father first. You just heard him admit to what he did to Jane, Gina. And again, I know what people, Gina's a victim. She might be. But when a victim alleged, because Gina might not see herself as a victim, but for someone the public views as the victim, to come out and actually throw a shield of defense and try to get this mofo on the empty street. Okay, we don't care if you're a victim. At this point, you're using your intelligence, I use that loosely, to get him out. So we got to start looking at you as the ops too, because you are firmly on Diddy's team. And again, I wonder if Gina had testified, that would have been the missing link to put him away. Gina chose a team and she's still on that team. And the funny thing is, I'm just saying, if we can look at the way Diddy's always valued her, the funny thing is, if he gets out, you're going to be right back in the situation you were before. The only reason, it's like those mofos. Didn't Gina watch Love Actor Lock Up? When these mofos get out, they got brand new. Of course, they telling you the stars and the moons why they in jail. They probably passing around the same love letter for them to take snippets of through the jail to write their dumb girlfriends at home. But when they get out, it's a whole new ball game. Somebody tell Gina to watch Love After Lockup any season. Our relationship, like many, was not always perfect. I'm writing because I do not view Mr. Combs as a danger to me or the community. But you said you weren't a victim, right? So you're not a victim, a danger to you or the community. This is his first criminal case. Yes, the first time people had the balls to actually speak up against him. Throughout the investigation and proceedings, he has been cooperative, respectful, and compliant. How would you know that, Gina? Were you in the interview room? How would you know that? They literally got him on obstruction of justice charges. What are you talking about? He has substantial ties to his family and community, including children who depend on him for emotional and financial support. They're not children anymore. They're offspring, but they're not children. The only children he has is baby love. Granting him bond would allow him to continue caring for his family and fulfilling his responsibilities while still subject to the court supervision. What money can Diddy get on the open streets that he can't get in jail? He's renting out that private jet. You can rent out your properties. What exactly do you need to be out for? Do you have any brand deals? Do you have business meetings you need to, like, I'm confused. Why do you need to be out to make money? And that sounds like a you problem, Diddy. That sounds like a you problem. Like, okay. I want to assure the court that if released, I believe Mr. Combs will adhere to all conditions imposed and will not jeopardize his freedom or the well-being of his family. Allowing him to be home will also support the healing process for all involved. What? Who needs to heal? The victims? Because they're the ones that need to heal. Who needs to heal? What healing process for what? We saw the family celebrating. They was doing a two-step. Christian's little ass was doing, like, knuckle push-ups and acting a fool. We saw all the dredges and low-life scum that got DV cases themselves out there harassing people, bullying people, and acting a fool outside the courthouse. What healing do you need? I want to assure the court that if released, Gina, you ain't have no motion with Diddy when he was a free man. You ain't have no motion with Diddy when he was in your bed. You ain't have no motion with Diddy when he got locked up. What is your, I assure, we gonna need somebody with motion to say that. Maybe if Young Miami said it, maybe. Allowing him to be home will also support the healing process for all involved. You mean the victims? I respectfully ask that you consider these factors when deciding his eligibility for release. Thank you for your time and consideration, Gina Han. Y'all. What y'all think about this? Gina is a fool. This letter is dumb. And here's the thing. If it was on that jury of idiots, maybe. Because I think they got it wrong and I thought their decision was stupid, in my opinion. But we don't even need to worry about them. This is Judge Aaron. Gina, you sound like you always did during your relationship with Diddy. Dumb, delayed, tired, and just through. Man, give it up. This family is you. I hope she got paid because this family and Diddy is using her up. But go ahead and be that shield of protection for your man. Uplift him. Be the mammy he needs and wants. And watch if he gets out. Not when, but if he gets out. Watch him wipe his feet on your face. Just like he always does. At least that's my assurance. I want to assure you, Gina, that if released, I believe Diddy will wipe his feet on your face just like he always has. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.